Blue Coal presents The Shadow, the mystery man who strikes terror in the very hearts of shopsters, lawbreakers, and criminals. Today, Cold Death. Ladies and gentlemen, an event of unusual interest will be broadcast from this studio at the end of the program. Be sure to listen. And before today's exciting adventure with The Shadow begins, I'd like to offer a suggestion for home heating comfort. The next time you need fuel, order Blue Coal, America's finest anthracite. You don't have to get a full supply. The Blue Coal dealer will be glad to send you a trial ton. Use it, compare it with your regular fuel in every way. It's 10-to-1. You will find Blue Coal gives you better heat at less cost. So order Blue Coal by name. Phone your order to your nearest Blue Coal dealer tomorrow.
Hello, Mr. Carver.
Well, what do you want, Dawson? Why, job at Carverville, tending to business. Fine mess you've made of things.
Oh, so you've seen the story in the paper about conditions up in the village?
Yes, you brainless fool. Don't you know you can't keep things quiet by manhandling a reporter?
Now, wait a minute, boss. I can explain that. We had to rough that reporter up. He was taking pictures.
I don't want any excuses. I pay you to manage my mill. If there's any more publicity about living conditions up there, you'll find yourself out of a job. Now get out. Don't bother me with details. Get out.
Okay, Mr. Carver, I won't bother you with details. But if anybody else comes up to Carverville snooping around and asking questions, we'll make them wish they never heard of the place.
Commissioner Weston, I tell you it's an outrage. Don't you agree, Cranston?
It's a pretty sorry state of affairs, Commissioner.
Granted, the conditions existing in this little mill village Daniel Carver owns are an outrage.
Why, he ought to be kicked out of this club.
What do you think, Cranston?
I agree, if the newspaper accounts are true. Sickness, half a dozen deaths recently.
The authorities ought to be able to do something about a man like Carver.
Apparently not. He owns Carverville, lock, stock, and barrel. Speak of the devil, here's Carver now.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. I gather you're discussing me and the maliciously distorted story about Carverville that appeared in the papers?
As a matter of fact, we were, Mr. Carver. Won't you sit down and give us your side of the story?
There's nothing to discuss. There isn't one word of truth in that reporter's story. The people in Carverville are perfectly satisfied. They don't complain.
Perhaps they don't dare.
They have no reason to complain, Cranston. I give them work in my mill, provide them with homes.
Homes? Why, they make the worst city slums look like Park Avenue.
Carverville is my affair.
Well, maybe so, but this club may have something to say about your membership, Daniel Carver.
This club, a bunch of mawkish busybodies. What do I care? Vote me out. No one ever speaks to me here anyway. Go ahead. Vote me out. Vote me out. Go ahead.
Must be some justice, some law.
Oh, he's within the law. But now here's a case for an amateur criminologist like yourself, Cranston.
Yes, there must be some way of helping those poor devils up in Carverville. Some way of dealing with a man like Carver.
Lamont Cranston, would you mind telling me the reason for this long drive in zero weather?
You'll soon see the reason, Margot. We're now entering Carverville. Take a good look at it.
Oh, how drab. How awful. Look, Lamont, broken windows stuffed with paper. I'm beginning to understand why you're here. But how did you hear about it?
Daniel Carver, the man who owns this charming little mill village, is a fellow club member of mine.
What are you going to do, Lamont?
I don't know exactly until I've talked to some of these people.
As Lamont Cranston or the Shadow?
As a nameless social worker for the present, Margot, but I have a strong hunch the Shadow will have to play a big part if anything is to be done to help these people. Here we are.
You want some gas, mister?
No, thanks, but could you tell me how to get to Mrs. Tucker's house?
What do you want? Ma Tucker's got enough trouble already, what with her old man and kid dying since the cold set in.
I read about it in the papers. We've come here to help.
Listen, mister. Carverville folks ain't got much, but we ain't asking or welcoming no nosing around from strangers.
If you'll just point out Mrs. Tucker's house, I'll see what she has to say.
Right over there by the creek. But don't say I didn't warn you, mister.
Thanks. Come along, Margot. I may need your help to get Mrs. Tucker's confidence.
Well, I'll do anything I can. You know, Lamont, there's something terrifying about this village.
How so?
Oh, that man and the way people are watching us from behind curtains in the windows of every house along the street.
They're afraid of something, Margot.
Of what?
That's just what I hope to discover in this house.
Oh, there's something sinister about this place.
Wait, Margot. Someone's coming to the door.
What do you want, mister?
Are you Mrs. Tucker?
I'm Ma Tucker. What do you want?
May we come in?
You say what you got to say.
Please, Mrs. Tucker, we've come to help you.
No, you... Oh, all right. Come in. It don't matter. Nothing matters now.
Thank you. Mrs. Tucker, we realize you've been through a terrible ordeal. Losing your husband and son within a week.
Well, I ain't no worse off than anybody else in Carverville.
What are you going to do?
I got one boy left, Sam. He works in the mill.
Mrs. Tucker, how much rent do you people have to pay for these houses?
Hey, you better get out of here, mister. You don't want to get me in more trouble for talking to you at all. You better get out.
Who would make trouble for you because you talk to us?
Never you mind that, mister. And if you know what's good for you, you'll get out of Carverville before Dawson and the others from Carverville get here.
Hey, Ma, who are these folks?
This is my son, Sam.
Hello, Sam.
Well, howdy. You welfare workers from the city?
You might call us that. We've come here to investigate conditions.
They've been asking questions about the houses, Sam. I didn't tell them nothing.
Well, why didn't you, Ma?
Huh?
I'm sick of all this fear old man Carver and his spies. We kept quiet for years, and what's it got us? What did it get Pa and young Jim? We slave in the mill, and they rob us at Carver's store, and we live in these pigsties that Carver calls houses, and when we're old and sick, he lets us die off like a lot of mangy dogs.
Shut up, Sam. Don't talk like that. Somebody'll hear.
Well, let him hear. It's time somebody heard the truth. Can't you do something, mister? Can't you help us? If somebody don't help us, God only knows where this will end.
Thanks for speaking out, Sam. You'll have to help.
Lamont, there's a crowd gathering outside.
What?
I knew it. I knew there'd
Now,
be
you
trouble.
be quiet, Ma. Listen, mister, I got a notion you're all right.
Come on, Tucker! Sam! Open up! We're gonna chase them smart out here with strangers out of town, like we did that reporter.
Listen, Sam, we'll have to leave or there'll be trouble. But will you meet me in the next town in a couple of hours? I've got to know everything that's been going on here if I'm to help you.
Yeah, I'll meet you.
Look for my car on Main Street. Come on, Margot, keep close to me.
Lamont, I hope no one saw Sam Tucker meet us down this road as you asked him to.
I hope not, Margot.
What are you going to do now that he's told you the tragic story of Carverville?
Going back to Carverville.
Right now, tonight?
Yes, first to call on old man Carver.
I thought he was in the city.
He evidently heard that more strangers were in Carverville this afternoon asking questions.
Oh, what a beast Carver must be, Lamont. If he could only be made to see the misery and suffering he's caused.
He's going to see it, Margot, tonight.
Lamont, there's Carverville. Oh, not that I'm afraid,
We're
but...
stopping. That's Carver's house right ahead there.
Yes, I see a light downstairs, Lamont. What are you going to do?
Margot, do you remember Scrooge in Dickens' Christmas Carol?
Yes, and Carver is worse than Scrooge ever thought of being.
Tonight, Daniel Carver is going to feel more remorse than Ebenezer Scrooge ever did.
He deserves it. I'll wait in the car, Lamont.
It's bitter cold.
If those poor people down there in those flimsy houses can stand it, I can. I'll wait here. But how are you going to make Carver visit those poor people?
Margot, tonight Daniel Carver is going on a sightseeing tour. Personally conducted by the Shadow.
In just a moment, we will continue with the second part of the Shadow's thrilling adventure. While you are engaged in last-minute preparations for Christmas, don't neglect the health and comfort of your family. Be sure of a cozy, warm home during the holidays by ordering a supply of blue coal. No matter how cold or how mild the weather, blue coal is the most economical fuel for heating or cooking purposes. Up in the Arctic regions, where the temperature today is at least 60 degrees below zero, fur traders and trappers are keeping warm with blue coal. They have used other fuels only to find that blue coal will keep them warm more economically than any other fuel. Blue coal is a Pennsylvania anthracite, the fuel that burns long and steadily. It is the fuel that furnaces, parlor stoves, and cooking ranges in New England were especially designed to burn. And the finest Pennsylvania anthracite is blue coal, mined by the Glen Alden Coal Company, employing American labor, and it is transported by American railroads. Every carload is laboratory tested for purity and uniform size before shipment. Blue coal comes in all domestic sizes: egg, stove, chestnut, and pea size. For economy's sake and for greatest comfort in cold weather, insist on blue coal. Phone your nearest blue coal dealer. You'll find his name listed in the Where to Buy It section of your classified telephone directory under the name Blue Coal.
Dawson, I told you if there's any more trouble up here in Carverville, I'd fire you, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, there ain't been no trouble, Mr. Carver. Not yet. If that guy that was here this afternoon comes back tonight, we'll make him wish he'd never heard of Carterville.
What makes you think he will come back?
I know he's coming back. Tonight. You got Sam Tucker to meet him down in the next town.
How do you know that?
I took a rubber hose to the kid when he came back about an hour ago. He wouldn't talk. We got enough out of him to know that social worker is up to something.
Well, I don't want any shooting and killing now.
You just leave that fella to me, Mr. Carver. You said you didn't want to be bothered with the details.
What are you going to do, Dawson?
Well, nothing much. But don't you worry. There ain't no law against a fella being shot accidental while he's snooping around in the dark. You just leave the details to me. So long, boss.
Yeah. I was a fool to come up here from the city tonight. No cold country house. No electricity. Nothing but candles. The wind even blows the door open. What was that? Who blew out that candle?
The wind. The wind blew out the candle. Are you afraid of the dark, Daniel Carver?
Who are you? What do you want? I have no money here.
I don't want your money. I have come for you.
Who are you?
I've been called fear, conscience, remorse. But I am best known to your kind as the Shadow.
The Shadow? I don't believe in things like that. You're a man. I hear your voice. If you're one of those stupid fools from the village, you've got any idea of killing me, you'd better think first. You'll hang for it.
Since you will not believe that I am the Shadow, let us pretend I am one of those unfortunates from your village. Let us pretend that here in the darkness I am standing with a gun pointed at your heart.
Oh, what do you want of me?
I want you to come with me. Come with me.
No, you're going to murder me. I won't leave this house. I won't go with you.
Come, or I'll use the gun you are so sure I have in my hand, even though you can't see the gun, or my hand, or me.
Yeah. All right, I'll come. I'll do anything, only don't shoot. If it's money you want, I'll get it for you.
Get in your car.
First, let me get an overcoat. It's bitter cold.
No. It's time you learned what it feels like to be cold.
Where are we going?
Drive down to that squalid sink of misery that bears your name. To Carverville. Don't cry out. Don't try to escape me. For I'm right behind you. In the back seat of the car.
What do you want me to do in the village?
Stop at that little bridge. Be careful, Carver. I can read your thoughts. You're thinking you'll cry out, attract attention, and get away from me. But you'll never get away unless you do exactly as I tell you for the next few minutes.
What are you going to make me do?
You will go where I tell you. And listen. And watch.
And what if I meet someone?
If you should, don't speak.
There's the little bridge.
Stop the car. Now get out of the car, Daniel Carver. This is the Tucker house. Walk to that lighted window over there. Stand there by that broken pane stuffed with paper.
Why, you brought me here. You better look out. Bill Dawson, my foreman, and some men are out looking for some stranger that's been snooping around here. We might be shot by mistake.
That is a chance we must take. Carver, look into that room and listen.
All right.
All right, Ma, listen, Ma.
Oh,
Everything's
no,
going to turn out all right. Those folks who were here today, they're going to do something.
Oh, I'm trying to hope so, Sam. But hoping comes mighty hard when hope's been killed so often. Pa's dead. Your brother's dead.
Listen to that.
Oh, Sam, you gotta go away. You gotta go far away. And after what's happened, Dawson will fix you good. It won't be just a beating. He'll fix it so something will happen to you at the mill. You gotta go away, son.
Yeah, but I can't leave you, Ma. Not even long enough to hunt another job.
Oh, don't you fret about me, Sam. I ain't got much longer on this earth anyhow, son. You get away. You get away from here while you've got a chance.
Oh, Ma. Ma, you're crying. You didn't even cry when Pa died.
Seemed like I couldn't. Seemed like he was better off dead. 'Cause he was free of old man Carver at last. At last.
Oh, Ma, don't...
Come, Carver. I have something else to show you.
What are you trying to do? Where are you taking me now?
You will see. Tell me, Carver, have you ever heard the story of Scrooge?
Well, what has the story of Scrooge got to do with me?
You are Scrooge, Daniel Carver, a 20th century Scrooge. And this is Christmas. You'd never believe it to look down the streets of this mill town of yours. Would you, Carver?
And what do you expect me to do about it?
You are not your brother's keeper, are you, Carver?
Let me go. My hands are freezing.
Still thinking of yourself? Is that the Christmas spirit, Carver?
Let me go and I'll do something. Send some Christmas baskets.
That would ease your conscience, wouldn't it? No, Carver. You're not going to get off so easy.
I've seen enough. Where are you taking me now?
Just a little way. A few steps. To that lighted window over there. To that house with a car standing in front of it.
If they can afford a car...
That is a doctor's car. Your villagers don't own cars. They don't own anything. Go to that lighted window there. Look in. See what is happening. Listen.
There's frost on the glass. I can't see.
There's another broken pane. The hole is filled with paper to keep out the cold. Like the tucker's window. Push the paper aside.
All right. I will.
Try and be calm, Mrs. Anderson. I know it's hard, but you must for the child's sake.
I'll try, Doctor. I will try. I can't help feeling the way I do. My husband dying of pneumonia only last month. Now Judy going the same way.
Oh, there's still hope. I'd move her to a hospital if there were one near enough. I wish there were only some way of keeping these rotten Carver houses warm. But you might as well try to heat a barn.
Mommy.
Listen, Carver.
Mommy.
Yes, darling. I'm right here, Judy, dear. Mummy's here.
Mommy, could I have Cecile?
Of course you can, honey. Here's your doll, Judy.
Mommy, do you think Santa Claus will bring me a real doll?
I hope so, Judy. I'll ask him.
Come, Mrs. Anderson. She may sleep now. We'll try to keep the room warm. That's all we can do now. That and hope. Hope for the best.
Look at that child, Daniel Carver. She's dying. And you alone are to blame.
Oh, stop. Don't torture me anymore.
If that child dies, Carver, there will be no candles. No gay candles on a gift-laden Christmas tree, but white candles shedding a ghostly light around a packing box coffin.
No, stop.
It will be the monument to your life
No.
of selfish greed.
No.
And a cross you will bear through all eternity. Unless
Unless what?
you make amends.
I'll do anything. I'll do anything to make amends. I didn't know. I've been blind, selfish.
No baskets of fruit or pennies in the snow will wipe out your sins against these long-suffering people, Carver.
I know. I'll make everything right. That little girl, she needs medicine, a warm house. Let me go in and get the doctor to move her to my house on the hill. I'll get specialists. I'll do anything to save her life.
Wait, Carver. That is only the beginning. What of all the others? What of these death traps you call homes?
I'll tear them all down, burn them, build new ones, houses that are warm and comfortable and safe. I swear it. But tell me, who are you? How are you everything for showing me what I've been doing to these people who depend on me?
I told you once before. I am the shadow.
But you are a man. Why can't I see you?
I have clouded your mind, made it impossible for you to see me. You will never see me. Never hear my voice again, Daniel Carver. If you keep your word.
I will keep my word. I swear it.
If you don't, the shadow will return. And the next time...
Al! Hey, Al! You seen anything on fire?
Oh, hey, Bill.
Shadow. It's my foreman, Bill Dawson and Al Trimble.
Yes, I know. They mean to kill a man. If they can find him.
They're after some fellow that was here this afternoon with a young woman. Welfare workers, I think. What'll we do?
Let them come. This is your first test. You are responsible for their acts. What are you going to do, Carver?
Look, they might shoot us by mistake. They've got shotguns.
This is your chance, Carver.
That fella's around here. We'll find him, Al. Go round the back of Tucker Shack and take a look.
Okay. I'm just itching to draw a bead on that nosy city fella.
Now's your chance to deal with Dawson. What are you going to do, Carver?
I'll show you. Just watch me. Don't shoot. Dawson! Dawson, don't shoot! It's me, Carver.
Carver. Hey, what are you doing here? You come within an ace of blowing your head off.
I've come here to see what I've been doing to these people by giving you a free hand.
Well, you said you didn't want to be bothered.
I know. I'm to blame. I've been blind. But that's all finished now. I'm going to make this village all over, build new homes, make up for all the misery I've caused these people.
You're getting kind of soft, ain't you, Carver?
You won't think so when I tell you that you are through, fired, you and Al Trimble and all your kind.
Listen here, you mealy-mouthed old skinflint. You can't fire me. I've done your dirty work too long.
You get out of Carverville, you're through, Dawson.
Yeah? That's what you think. You and nobody else is firing me.
Put down that shotgun, Dawson. You'll hang for this.
The devil I will. It'll be an accident. An accident like what's going to happen to that city.
Dawson, don't you pull that trigger, you fool!
Say your prayers, you rat.
Ah! You missed!
No, something knocked the gun up in the air. You didn't, Carver. You couldn't. Something just about knocked the gun out of my hand.
You are quite right, Bill Dawson. I saved you from committing a cold-blooded murder.
What was that? Who said that?
The shadow, Dawson.
Shadow? A ghost?
Call me what you like, but I am here, helping Daniel Carver, helping the people of this village.
Bill! Hey, Bill! Dawson! You get him?
Al, come on. We're getting out of here. Something just talked to me.
You must be drunk, Bill. Hey, what's that over there?
It's old man Carver. But it wasn't him. It knocked my gun right out of my hand. Come on, I tell you, this place is haunted.
There ain't no such thing.
No, yeah. Listen to that. Where is it? Come on, tell me. Where's it coming from? Who's that laughing? It ain't Carver.
Yeah, it did sound kind of like a ghost. I don't see nothing.
Go quickly, both of you. Get out of Carverville and don't come back.
Come on, Al, you fool. Let's get out of here.
Hey, Bill, wait! Wait! Don't leave me here alone with that thing! Wait!
Shadow, are you still here?
Yes, Daniel Carver.
Oh, thank you, whoever, whatever you are. Thank you for saving my life.
I saved you because you have much work to do.
If there was only some way of repaying you for making me see the truth, you should have credit for all this.
Just bring happiness to the people of this village, Daniel Carver. That will be your repayment, in full, to the shadow.
I'll do it.
Look, Carver, the people of the village are getting up enough nerve to come out of their houses.
I'll call them all together right now. I'll tell them what I'm going to do. I'll make this the happiest Christmas season they've ever had.
Yes, I believe you will, Daniel Carver.
What happened in here?
Who's that?
Yeah, who's been shooting? Anybody hurt?
Hey, golly, it's Mr. Carver.
What's he doing here?
What do you want, Mr. Carver?
Wait a moment. Wait a moment, all of you. Oh, I know you have good reasons to hate. Tonight I've been shown why. Someone came to me. Oh, I don't know what he was. I don't care. All I know is he was like a spirit of God. He has shown me how to create a new Carverville, a happy Carverville, where the spirit of Christmas will shine all these years through. Men and women, a shadow has brought us light.
This, Carver, this is the peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Friends, this afternoon we have an event of unusual importance to bring to you. The Shadow program is to be honored with one of radio's most coveted awards, which heretofore has been captured by other outstanding programs such as Jack Benny, Fred Allen, and The March of Time, the Pilot Radio Award. Mr. Harry A. Smith, president of Blue Coal, will accept this award from Mr. Sylvester Thompson, vice president of the Pilot Radio Corporation, who will make the official presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. During the past year, the Pilot Radio Award Society has been making periodic awards to various programs on the air which represent the highest achievements in their particular fields of entertainment. And so it's only natural that your program, The Shadow, should have come to our attention. For we can easily understand the reason why The Shadow has held its high place in popular favor for so many years. It brings all the thrill and flavor of mystery drama to radio audiences. In addition, the committee commends you very highly upon bringing some of the finest actors of the American stage into the homes of so many radio listeners. Recognizing your noteworthy contribution to fine radio entertainment, I take pleasure in presenting to you, Mr. Smith, the Pilot Radio Award of Merit, and I am certain that The Shadow will continue to delight radio audiences for many years to come.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thompson. On behalf of the Glen Alden Coal Company and the DL&W Coal Company, producers and sellers of blue coal, it gives me great pleasure to accept this award. We greatly appreciate this recognition of our efforts to entertain the radio public. We realize, however, that the credit is due to those who prepared, directed, and presented The Shadow. The Blue Coal Dealers of America join me in expressing their appreciation to our very able artists who have presented this entertainment, and our thanks to you for this recognition of their efforts. I assure you that they will endeavor to keep their future presentations of the same high quality that we endeavor to maintain in every ton of blue coal.
The story you have just heard is copyrighted by the Shadow magazine. The characters in this story are entirely fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
Next week, same time, same station, Blue Coal, America's famous anthracite, will again present another thrilling adventure of The Shadow. Be sure to listen, and be sure to burn blue coal, the solid fuel for solid comfort.
The Shadow knows.
Blue Coal presents one of radio's most famous features, The Shadow. The story of the mystery man who strikes terror into the very heart of shopsters, lawbreakers, and criminals. Today we present The Shadow in one of his most remarkable adventures. A modern mystery of science and crime, The Phantom Voice. In just a moment, The Shadow begins his exciting adventure. Meanwhile, I'd like to tell you how you can safeguard the health and comfort of your family during these dangerous winter months. Burn blue coal. It gives you safe, uniform, healthful heat all winter long. And for valuable heating information that will save you real money regardless of the fuel you're using, send tonight for John Barclay's free 24-page book, How to Reduce the Cost of Heating Your Home. Address a postcard to Blue Coal, 120 Broadway, New York City, or to Blue Coal in care of this station. Don't miss out by delaying. Send for your free copy of How to Reduce the Cost of Heating Your Home right at the close of this program.
Here we are. Margot. Let me help you on.
All right. Thank you, Lamont.
This way, Margot.
Lamont Cranston, where on earth are you taking me?
We're on our way to the criminal court, Margot.
The criminal court? Oh, a murder trial.
This isn't a murder trial, but unless I'm badly mistaken, we're going to witness an assassination.
What?
An assassination. The assassination of the character and reputation of one of the most outstanding public men in America today.
Oh, you mean Senator Durham?
Yes.
Say, I've been reading about his trial in the papers. They've certainly unearthed plenty of evidence that he accepted that bribe.
Well, unless I've made a mistake in character analysis, that evidence is forged. Durham is more than a political figure, Margot. He's a statesman. He has an independent income. He's devoted his life to unselfish public service.
Oh, he's a very wealthy man.
Yes, Margot. Senator Durham has given away 10 times the amount of money he's accused of taking as a bribe.
Well, if that's true, Lamont, the whole thing doesn't make sense. Why should a man like that take a 15-year prison term for taking a bribe he didn't need?
That's the point that worries me.
Incidentally, didn't I see that the prosecution expects to spring a surprise bit of evidence today?
Exactly. That's why we're here. Come along, Margot. Court's already in session.
Order in the court.
One more such outburst on the part of the spectators at this trial, and I shall order the courtroom cleared. Proceed, Mr. Defense Attorney.
Your Honor, I have stated the case for my client. I have shown that by his record, it would have been impossible for him to act as the prosecution claims he has acted. And I have yet to see any proof that Senator Durham has committed any crime. I will now call Senator Durham himself to the stand to deny these lies in person.
Senator Durham to the stand.
Here I am.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Proceed with the examination.
Senator, you have heard the prosecution's accusations that you did at some time during last December accept a bribe from the late Mario Rinaldi.
Yes.
What is your answer?
I never accepted a bribe from anyone. My answer is the whole thing is a pack of lies.
Order in the court.
Your witness.
Senator Durham, you deny that on the 16th of December last, you received a visit from the late Mario Rinaldi in your room at the Maximilian Hotel?
Why, no. He came to see me, and I told...
Confine yourself to specific answers. Gentlemen of the jury, the defense has made much of the senator's long and seemingly illustrious career of public service. They would have you believe that, like Caesar's wife, the defendant, Senator Durham, is above suspicion. They've paraded witnesses to the stand who've told you of his philanthropies, of his unselfish devotion to public service, of his blameless personal life in the past. That we do not contest, refute, nor deny. But unfortunately for Senator Durham, he is not being tried for his past. We, the prosecution, need but one more bit of evidence to complete our case. We have that evidence.
Order in the court.
I beg leave to show the jury a soundtrack motion picture of a meeting between the defendant and the late Mario Rinaldi, whose bribe of $50,000 paid to the defendant is the basis upon which this case was brought to trial.
Order in the court.
Has this motion picture a direct bearing on this case, Mr. Prosecutor?
It has, Your Honor.
Has the counsel for the defense any objection to the introduction of this type of evidence without due notice?
Senator Durham has nothing whatever to fear from the introduction of any authentic motion picture record of any meeting of Mario Rinaldi and himself, even though the picture was made without the senator's knowledge.
Very well.
The projection equipment is in the courtroom. Will you order the shades drawn and the lights extinguished?
Court attendants will please draw the shades. Again, I caution the spectators against any outbursts of any kind. Furthermore, no one will be allowed to leave the court until the introduction of this evidence is complete. You may proceed, Mr. Prosecutor.
With the court's permission, we will place the screen in full view of the jury.
Your Honor.
Counsel for the defense has a question.
For the sake of the record, will the prosecution state at whose request this motion picture was made?
It was made at the request of Anthony Vogel, an attorney of this city.
For what reason?
As a citizen interested in public welfare. Very well. Now, if the attendant will turn out the light.
Order. Silence in the court.
The prosecution will submit affidavits to prove that this is an authentic film record of a meeting between Senator Durham and Mario Rinaldi on the evening of December 16th. You may turn on the machine.
Yes, sir. Yes, come in. Oh, hello, Rinaldi. I've been expecting you.
Look here, Senator Durham. Why haven't I got the contract award on that Leicester Street building? The money's been appropriated. You said you'd use your influence if we fixed you up.
Of course, Rinaldi. I told you you'd get that contract. For consideration. But you didn't send me my present of $50,000 for swinging it your way. So naturally,
Oh, so that's it. You want to be paid off first, huh?
Yes. And in cash. No checks.
Okay. You'll get your 50 grand. Get me that contract. I'll be back in an hour with your money.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
That's the end of the film, gentlemen.
It's a lie. A lie, I tell you, I never said that.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, I object. My client never had such a conversation with Mario Rinaldi. That picture is a fake.
One moment. Attendants will please turn on the lights.
Your Honor, allow me to remind the counsel for the defense that pictures do not lie.
Your Honor, we do not deny that the meeting between Senator Durham and Mario Rinaldi did take place in the manner shown in this film, but we deny that any such conversation took place.
Have you any proof of that?
There are only two people who could know what went on in that room. Senator Durham and Rinaldi. And Rinaldi is dead.
Do you deny the voice was the voice of the defendant?
My client admits that it sounds like his voice, but it cannot be, since he never asked or received a bribe from the late Mario Rinaldi for any reason or purpose whatever. Your Honor, I ask a recess of this trial in order that the defense may have an opportunity to study this film and soundtrack.
I object.
I do not see how the due process of law will be impaired by a 24-hour delay. Objection overruled. Court's adjourned until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Lamont, after seeing that talking picture of Senator Durham meeting Rinaldi and practically demanding a bribe, how can anyone doubt his guilt?
Margot, the Greeks had a philosophy that ran something like this. Only believe half that which you see and nothing you hear.
Oh, but Lamont, that wasn't hearsay evidence. That was the senator speaking. That was his voice. Even he couldn't deny.
No man knows the sound of his own voice, Margot. Besides, Durham never spoke those words to Rinaldi.
But you saw him. You saw the motion picture.
Exactly. Because I did see him speak, I know he didn't say the things that were on the soundtrack of that film.
What do you mean, Lamont?
Have you ever watched the movement of a man's jaw muscles when he speaks certain words?
You mean you know what he really said?
No. No, his face was half averted from the camera. I couldn't see his lips. I don't know just what he did say, but I know he didn't utter the words we just heard.
Oh, but Lamont, it was still the senator's voice saying those other things, demanding that bribe. I'd swear to it.
Yes, and so will the jury, Margot. Unless something is done within the next 24 hours, one of the finest men in this country, an innocent man, Senator Durham, is going to be railroaded into prison for 15 years by his political enemies. I'm stopping here, Margot. I want you to wait in the car, please.
No. The lawyer's building. What are you going to do here, Lamont?
I'm going up to the 25th floor, Margot. The Shadow has an appointment with one of the most crooked lawyers in this city. Anthony Vogel was so interested in the public welfare that he went to the trouble of having a sound camera planted in Senator Durham's hotel suite the night of December 16th.
While we are waiting for the shadow to return, I would like to ask all homeowners a question. Do you want to save money? Of course you do. And you begin real saving when you cut down on the cost of heating your home. Here's the easiest and surest way to do this. Decide now to cook and heat with blue coal. Here's why blue coal is more economical. It is prepared especially for use in the home. And blue coal is Pennsylvania anthracite. The fuel that furnaces, cooking ranges, and parlor stoves in this section of the country were especially designed to burn. It is mined by the Glen Alden Coal Company, the world's largest producer of specially prepared home fuel. And every carload of blue coal is laboratory tested for purity and size before shipment. And you can always be sure of getting this superior home fuel because it is tinted with an unmistakable blue color so that you can easily identify it at a glance. In Waverly, New York and vicinity, blue coal sales so far this winter are 27% ahead of sales for the same period a year ago. This increase in sales is because Waverly families have found out that blue coal does all I say it will do. So I urge all families throughout this region to try blue coal. Order a trial ton tomorrow. Ask for blue coal by name in any one of 4 sizes: egg, stove, chestnut, or pea. You will find the name of your nearest blue coal dealer listed in the Where to Buy It section of your classified telephone directory under the name Blue Coal.
See that swell, Mr. Vogel? You certainly put it over. That sound picture sure turned the trick.
Yes, but I'm still worried, Travers.
Well, there ain't nothing to be worried about. Senator Durham's as good as on his way to the pen right now.
Well, I won't feel happy until he is.
When are you going to get me a wrestling bout, boss?
A wrestling bout?
Yeah, it's about time I was getting in the ring again. And, well, I could stand the extra dough.
Forget you're a wrestler, Travers. You'll make more money in this racket as my bodyguard. Any calls while I was down at court?
Yeah, Wilson phoned a couple of minutes ago.
Why didn't you say so?
Well, you didn't ask me.
What did he want?
I wanted to talk to you. Hey, what do you suppose he wants? Dough?
I've paid him all he's going to get. And maybe he's read in the afternoon papers what we're really using that soundtrack for. If he gets white-livered and talks...
Well, maybe we should fix him so he can't talk, huh, boss?
What do you mean?
Well, he could fall out of that 15-story apartment of his, accidental-like. He'd only have to fall once.
It might be a good plan.
Okay, you want me to go over there now and take care of it, boss?
No, there's no sense doing anything about him until we have to. But the first sign of anybody getting wise to what we're doing, then we'll arrange a neat little accident for friend Wilson. Well, now let's take a look at that Wesley murder case.
One case at a time, Mr. Vogel.
What was that?
Suppose we review the evidence of the case against Senator Durham.
What sort of devil's trick is this? Who are you?
I am the Shadow, Vogel.
But I can't see you.
Nevertheless, Vogel, I am here, in the shadows.
Gee, boss. Somebody's talking and nobody's here.
Shut up, Travers. I'll handle this. Oh,
So you're the Shadow, eh? You come here to play your hypnotic tricks on me. What do you know about Senator Durham's business?
I know everything about it. I've been listening to your interesting conversation about this Mr. Wilson. He seems to play an important part in your case against Senator Durham.
Listen, Shadow, I've heard plenty about you. I don't want to fight you. How much do you want to keep out of this?
Always the fixer.
How much, Shadow?
There isn't enough money in the world to cover up what you're trying to do, Vogel. Who is this man? Wilson. What part did he play in this scheme of yours?
Oh, so you don't know. You're just trying to find out, are you, Shadow? Travers, lock the door.
Okay, boss. That's locked.
Melodrama won't help you, Vogel.
Boss, if I could only see this guy, I could...
Come on, Travers. We don't need to see him.
What do you mean,
Come over
boss?
here. Give me your hand.
Well, okay, but it don't make much sense.
You'll see. All right. Stand up with me against this wall. Now, stretch out your arms. Can you touch the side wall on that side?
Yeah, I can touch it.
Good. I can touch it on my side. Now, walk slowly to the other end of the room and don't let your fingers leave the wall.
Oh, I get it. Then the Shadow can't get past it, huh?
You're quick. Now, walk forward slowly. Slow, you fool.
Okay. Well, I don't feel nothing. We're almost to the end of the room, boss. Maybe he got away.
No, he couldn't go through the door. It's locked. The window is locked, too.
Hey, boss, I felt something.
Huh?
I got him. I got hold of him, boss. I can't see him, but I got him. I got the Shadow around the throat. He's a man after all. Gee, Strong.
Good. Kill him, Travers.
Maybe he can. He's choking me.
Give me your gat, boss. I'll shoot him.
You don't need a gun. It'll make too much noise.
He's weakening, boss.
Kill him, Travers. Give him your famous stranglehold.
If he doesn't let go, he'll kill me.
Yes, Shadow. This is where you die. Finish him off, Travers. I've got to hurry and take care of Wilson before he gets a chance to talk.
I wonder who that can be. Oh, good evening, Mr. Vogel.
Hello, Wilson. I hear you were trying to get hold of me earlier this evening.
Yes, that's right. I want to talk to you. Won't you come in?
Are you alone?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Mr. Vogel, when you asked me to do some work for you, I didn't ask to know what you were going to do with it. I needed the money for my wife, Alice, and kids, and
You got paid, didn't you?
Yes, but... Well, all this stuff in the papers, Mr. Vogel, about the... Frankly, I don't like it.
Oh, you don't? Having a little attack of conscience, Wilson?
Well, doing a job is one thing, but sending a man away to prison on a false charge is something else. So I intended to tell you that...
Tell me what?
Well, tell you that I refuse to let it go on any further.
Oh, you refuse?
Yes. After all, Mr. Vogel, if I tell what I know about... Well, what are you going to do about it?
Just this. Don't move, Wilson.
Put that gun down. Don't be a fool, Vogel.
I'm not the fool, Wilson. Now, turn your back to me. That's right.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to assist at a little accident. Now, walk to that window.
Wait. You can't do this to me. You can't.
Walk!
Okay.
Now, open the window. All right, Wilson. Climb up on the windowsill.
Just a moment, Mr. Vogel.
The Shadow. I thought Travers took care of you.
You thought Travers took care of me, did you, Vogel? Well, I admit he's a good wrestler. But there was one little hold, Vogel, I learned in the Orient. But he didn't know. He had me beaten for a moment. It was my one chance to get you to lead me to Wilson.
You mean you followed me here?
Yes. Yes, I followed you here. It wasn't very difficult to get away from Mr. Travers. It seems I arrived just in time for my proof.
In time? No. There's Shadow. There's your proof lying dead on the floor.
You're crazy, Vogel. You're a fool. You'll get the chair for this.
I'm not as crazy as you think. So I'm a fool, am I, Shadow? Now, you're the fool for coming here. You're the fool the police will find locked in this room with Wilson's dead body. They'll find you. I'll see that they do. And here's the gun you killed him with. Why don't you try the window, Shadow? It's only 15 stories to the floor.
Shadow. Shadow.
Wilson. Wilson, tell me. Quick.
I'm done for.
Quick.
Oh.
Quick, Wilson. Give me the proof. The proof, Wilson. The proof that you framed Senator Durham.
Senator. Proof. Senator Durham.
Come on, Wilson. Come on. Tell me. How did you frame Senator Durham?
Sure. Alice, darling. Alice. My baby.
Wilson. Wilson!
Lamont, are you all right?
Unlock the door, Margot. Unlock the door. The key's on the outside.
Oh, Lamont, I heard a shot and saw Vogel running out, so I couldn't wait. What happened?
I hadn't been so stupid. Waited so long. I wanted to find out their secret before I spoke. And now it's too late. Wilson is unconscious, I'm afraid. Dying. Vogel has outwitted me. After all.
Vogel. That's it, Vogel. Shot me. In cold blood, he shot me. I burned for it.
Wilson, listen to me. Listen and think. Think. Tell me. How did you frame Senator Durham? Tell me that, Wilson. Tell me that, and I'll see that Vogel pays for doing this to you.
Senator Durham, now I remember. I'll show you. Help me into the next room. I'll show you.
I will help you. Easy now. Easy.
I'll get on the other side. Why, look. It's a recording studio.
Yeah, that's right. It's my hobby. I'm an actor, an impersonator by profession.
An impersonator?
Yeah. Help me to that chair by the turntable. I impersonate people. I've imitated Senator Durham's voice dozens of times. Quick. Hand me the microphone. Turn on the switch. There, I can't hold out much longer.
Here's the microphone.
Drop that needle on the wax record. Turn the switch. This is you, Wilson, speaking. I've just been shot by Anthony Vogel. He hired me to...
Order in the court. Your Honor, I move that the case against my client, Senator Durham, be dismissed.
On what grounds?
On the evidence contained on this record found in the apartment of the late Hugh Wilson, the radio and stage impersonator who was found shot in his apartment last night. I ask the court's permission to play it at this time.
Permission granted.
You may start the record now.
Yes, sir. This is Hugh Wilson speaking. I've just been shot by Anthony Vogel. He hired me to impersonate the voice of Senator Durham. It's my voice on the soundtrack of the picture shown at Senator Durham's trial. I'll show how I did it. Listen. Of course, Rinaldi, I told you you'd get the contract for a consideration. But you didn't send me my present of $50,000 for swinging it your way. So naturally, that's how it was done. That's how I did it. Durham's innocent. He never uttered those words. I did it.
Order in the court. What? This is amazing, incredible.
Your Honor, there is one more voice on the record at the end. Listen.
The voice you have heard is that of Hugh Wilson, murdered by Anthony Vogel. He is the man who sought to frame Senator Durham. But Vogel failed. Just as in the end, all crime must fail. And all criminals pay the penalty of death.
Order in the court. Whose voice was that?
That, Your Honor, is the voice of the man to whom Senator Durham owes his vindication. The voice of the shadow.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the shadow leaves you, here's John Barclay, Blue Coal's heating expert. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barclay.
Thank you, Ken Roberts. Good evening, friends. Just now, I'd like to offer you a friendly suggestion to lose no time in sending for your free copy of my book, How to Reduce the Cost of Heating Your Home. This little book is attractively illustrated, and each of its 24 pages holds valuable heating information that is of interest to every homeowner. Problems such as the importance of clean furnaces, putting coal on the fire, how to bank a fire, and how to light a fire are dealt with in the fullest detail. For example, on page 16, you will find steps to follow in getting the best results from your furnace in the morning, during the day, and at night. And friends, these are only a few of the 36 topics covered in my book. There is no charge for this book. It will be sent to your home absolutely free and postpaid. It is a part of Blue Coal's famous free service. So I earnestly recommend that you send a postcard tonight for your free copy of How to Reduce the Cost of Heating Your Home. Addressed Blue Coal, 120 Broadway, New York City, or to Blue Coal in care of the station to which you are listening. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barclay. Friends, these books are going like wildfire. So write for your copy tonight. Address a postcard in a clear, legible hand to Blue Coal, 120 Broadway, New York City, or to Blue Coal in care of the station to which you are listening. Write now for your copy of How to Reduce the Cost of Heating Your Home. You have just heard a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine. All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
As you sow evil, so shall you reap evil. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows.
Next week, same time, same station, Blue Coal, America's finest anthracite, will again present another thrilling adventure of the Shadow. Be sure to listen, and be sure to burn Blue Coal, the solid fuel for solid comfort.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
In just a moment, the Shadow starts his first adventure of the new season. But first, let me tell you about this master of men's minds. The Shadow, mysterious character who furthers the forces of law and order, is in reality Lamont Cranston, wealthy young man about town. Cranston devotes his spare time to his favorite hobby, criminology. As the Shadow, he is the sworn enemy of criminals, lawbreakers, and shopsters. An invaluable help to the Shadow is his hypnotic power, by which he clouds men's minds so that they cannot see him. This he accomplishes by means of a mystic trick acquired during the years he spent in the Orient. Cranston's friend and companion, the lovely Margot Lane, is the only person who knows to whom the unseen voice of the Shadow belongs. Today's story, Dead Men Talk.
Lamont? Lamont?
What?
Look, darling. There's something I think you ought to know.
Yes, what is it?
Promise you won't tell anyone?
Of course, Margot, of course.
You just went through another red light.
Oh, sorry.
You know, there's nothing duller or harder to be with than a crime detective when there's no crime to detect.
Well, if you'd rather not be with me,
I know.
I'd be-
You'd be very glad to take me home. Last time I heard that line was from a boy who escorted me to a high school prom.
Now, Margot.
I should think you'd be happy that our fair city has no murders and no robberies, no corruption at the moment.
Well, I am.
Of course, if you really want a victim, why don't you track down the villain who put the tax on cigarettes?
Listen, my sweet. You can go to your psychology teacher and get your money back because you haven't helped my mood one bit.
Okay, then. Go ahead and sulk. Would you mind telling me where we're headed for?
The morgue.
You mean the...
I mean the morgue.
I see.
Of course, if you'd rather not come with me.
No. In fact, after spending this day with you, the morgue will be a pleasant relief.
Well, glad to see you, Mr. Cranston.
Oh, how are you, Mr. Tuttle? I'd like you to meet Miss Lane.
Well, glad to meet you, Miss Lane.
How do you do?
Mr. Tuttle is our very efficient keeper of the morgue.
I see.
Yes, Miss Lane. And we're open for business here 24 hours a day. Anybody in particular you were looking for, Mr. Cranston?
No, you're just driving by, and I thought I'd drop in and see what was going on.
Well, business is very slow right now. Very slack. But I suppose that's true of every business. But we did have a new one today. An old derelict died of pneumonia exposure, I guess. There he is over there.
Oh, yes. Poor chap.
Rather nice-looking old boy, isn't he?
Is he the only new one?
Yes, up to now. But stick around. You know the old saying, you never know what's going to turn up, eh, Miss Lane?
Yes. Lamont, let's get out of here.
That Tuttle's an interesting type, don't you think?
Yes, very. A jolly sort.
Oh, Margot, I'll park here. Will you tell him we want the evening news, please?
Yes, surely. Boy,
Yes, miss?
evening news, please.
Here you are. Evening news it is.
Thank you.
Read all about...
What do the headlines say?
Well, the steamship Bremen has been seen in Chicago wearing a long white beard.
Very funny, very funny. What about local news?
Well, let's see. Football team start the movie hero goes on. Nope, nothing new.
Oh, why doesn't something happen?
Good evening, Miss Lane. Mr. Cranston.
How are you, Mr. Harvey?
Hello, Harvey. Say, how are things at the bank?
Oh, just fine, thank you.
Had any good robberies lately?
No, we've been... What?
Skip it. So long, Harvey.
Yeah.
I feel like Sherlock Holmes must have felt when Conan Doyle stopped writing him.
Where to now?
We're going to dinner.
Oh, no.
Why not?
Well, you're not going to give up so soon, Lamont. You know we can still chase ambulances.
Oh. Margot, may I see that newspaper, please?
Now, you finish your salad first, Lamont.
Okay, darling. Whatever you say.
Say, you've gotten yourself an idea, haven't you?
Uh-huh.
What is it?
Well, I've just been thinking. You know the old saying that if there's no news, then make news?
Yes.
Well, how about a rewrite on that? If there's no crime...
Then make crime?
Exactly.
Just a minute. You're not going out and commit a murder.
Hardly. I have a different approach.
What?
Our well-known civic leader, Mr. Grant Flynn.
Oh.
Mr. Flynn, the poor man's friend, benefactor of little kiddies, and the worst murdering thief this community has ever known.
But, Lamont, they've been trying for years to hang something on Flynn.
Granted. But just look at this newspaper. See this story here.
Whereabouts of John Gordon, racket king, still a mystery. But what's that got to do with Flynn?
John Gordon was Flynn's partner. Oh, not publicly, of course. Gordon did the dirty work. He ran the rackets, collected the extortion money from poor shopkeepers, and, when necessary, committed the murders.
Well, what's happened to Gordon?
About 3 weeks ago, he disappeared. Boom, just like that. And nothing's been heard of him since.
Well, do you think that Flynn had something to do with his disappearance?
Definitely. Gordon was becoming too dangerous to Flynn's interests. Their names were being linked together. And Gordon was trying to cut in on Flynn's political interests and probably threatened him.
And you think that Flynn had Gordon murdered?
Well, I'm not so sure of that. The murdered part, I mean. What I do think is that Flynn ordered him done away with. And now he's not so sure that his orders were carried out.
But why?
Because among those heading the investigation as to Gordon's whereabouts is his erstwhile partner, the same Mr. Flynn.
Oh. And just what are you planning to do about all this?
Well, if Mr. Flynn were to receive a phone call telling him that Gordon was still alive, we might stir up some interesting developments.
I see.
Particularly if he were to receive this phone call from the Shadow.
Come in. Well, what do you want?
Phone call for you, Mr. Flynn.
Well, who is it?
He wouldn't give no name.
You know I don't talk to people unless...
Says he's got a message for you.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, from Johnny Gordon.
What?
Should I tell him you ain't in?
No, no, I'll take it. Now, you wait in here.
Whatever you say, boss. Whatever you say.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Grant Flynn.
Yes?
This is the Shadow.
The Shadow. I've heard of you.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. I have a message for you that might be of some importance.
Yes?
A message from John Gordon.
What do you mean from Gordon?
Gordon is coming to get you.
Gordon's dead.
How do you know?
Because I ordered him rubbed out.
That's all I wanted to know, Mr.
No, I didn't mean that. You hear me? I didn't mean that.
Perhaps you can explain yourself more clearly in the morning at the district attorney's office. If Gordon doesn't get you first.
Now, wait a minute. Wait.
Good night, Mr. Flynn. Yeah, good morning, Margot.
Lamont, have you seen the newspapers?
No.
Well, look at this. Civic leader dies suddenly. Grant Flynn, pneumonia victim.
Pneumonia?
Expired at 9 p.m. last night
Hey,
at
now,
his
wait a
home.
minute. I spoke to Flynn at 8:45. That means he contracted pneumonia, reached a crisis, and died in 15 minutes flat.
Remarkable age we're living in, isn't it?
Yes, to say the least. To say the least, there's something very phony about the whole thing. Let me see that paper.
Here you are.
Yeah. At his family's request, the funeral services will be strictly private. The body will be removed to Conrad's undertaking parlors this evening. Well, you can be certain of one thing, Margot.
What's that?
The services won't be strictly private. Because we're paying our respects to the late Mr. Flynn at the funeral parlor ourselves tonight.
Lamont.
Shh, not so loud, Margot.
Is this better?
Yeah.
If I'm not too curious, why are we prowling up this back alley?
This is the rear of the funeral parlor. And as we aren't among the invited mourners, I thought this was the best way in. Do you mind?
No, it's fun. Haven't done this since Prohibition.
Well, here's the door. Now we'll see if I have a key to fit it.
What the well-dressed burglar will wear. How you fix for brass knuckles.
Margot, could you stop being a bright girl for just a minute, please?
All right.
Well, thanks. Now, we'll try this one. No, this one. Ah, there we are. Come on. Quiet now. All right. Give me that flashlight.
Here you are.
Well, this seems to be the storeroom for the coffins.
Yes, I gather that from the way they're stacked up around here.
You're not nervous, are you?
No. I was just wishing we were back in that jolly old morgue.
Come on. Let's try this door over here. Stay close to me.
Don't worry about that.
Ah, this must be the funeral room. Now to find Mr. Flynn. What's the matter?
Over there in the corner, something's moving.
Where?
There.
That's a curtain blowing. Stop being so nervous. Nothing can possibly... What was that?
I don't know.
Someone's coming down the stairs. Quick, duck behind this coffin.
Oh, come on, let's get out of here.
There is really no need of hiding. Come out from behind that coffin.
Why, yes, sir. Yes, thank you.
That's better.
We're very close friends of Mr. Flynn's, and, well, I know it may seem very unusual to you, our being here at this hour, but...
It was the late Mr. Flynn you wanted to see.
Yes.
Follow me.
Stay beside me, Lamont.
All right.
Sorry I haven't time to show you all around. You'd like it here.
Yes, I'm sure we would.
Mr. Flynn, wasn't it?
Yes.
I haven't gotten to know him very well yet. He's new here. Ah, here he is. Now, would you help me with this coffin lid?
Oh, surely.
There he is. Ah, the piece. The piece they find.
Are you sure this is Mr. Grant Flynn?
Yes. See the engraving on the coffin? His family just left here a short time ago.
Thank you. Come on, Margot.
Leaving so soon?
Yes, good night.
Hope you weren't frightened.
What's the matter, Lamont?
That body in the coffin.
Yes?
That isn't Grant Flynn.
No?
No. It's the body of that poor old derelict we saw yesterday in the morgue.
Would you mind telling me, Lamont, where we're going now?
To the morgue, Margot.
The morgue again?
Yes?
You know, Lamont, life with you these past 2 days has certainly been a merry whirl. First the morgue, then an undertaking parlor, then the morgue again.
Well, we found out one thing. Flynn is definitely still alive. But where he is and why he so desperately pretended to be dead is something we've got to unravel.
Well, what do you think you'll learn at the morgue?
I want to find out who removed the body of the old derelict.
Do you think they'll tell you?
Not me, Margot. But they will tell the Shadow.
What a long night.
Mr. Tuttle.
Did someone speak to me?
I did, Mr. Tuttle.
Well, who are you? Where are you?
Men call me the Shadow.
Oh, now quit joking. Who is it? I can't see you.
I'm not joking, Mr. Tuttle. And you can't see me because I cloud men's minds by the power of hypnosis.
Now, look, this morgue is a scary enough place at night. Now, so cut it out, will you?
Let me assure you that I am not here to frighten anyone, Mr. Tuttle. Unless, of course, you fail to give me the information I desire.
Well, what's that?
Who took that old man's body out of here?
Old man? Why, I...
You're stalling, Tuttle. I haven't much time to waste with you. Answer my question.
No, I don't know nothing about it.
Flynn can't protect you now, Tuttle.
Flynn?
Yes, Flynn. He claimed that body, didn't he?
Oh, why,
Didn't he?
Yes. But I was just obeying orders. Honest, I was. Now, Flynn got me this job.
That's all I wanted to know.
Oh, you won't tell that I squealed, will you?
No, Tuttle. But I'd stand by tonight if I were you. You may be sent another body in exchange.
What do you mean?
I mean the body of your erstwhile boss, Mr. Flynn.
You didn't read this evening's paper, did you, Lamont?
No. Why, Margot?
Well, here's an item that might interest you. Sometime last night, the private vault of the late Grant Flynn in the First Security Bank was rifled and the entire contents removed.
I might have known it. Remember that chap Harvey I spoke to last night when we bought the paper?
Yes.
He's been a trusted Flynn employee for years. Although he works for the First National Bank, he undoubtedly did the rifling.
Oh, well, the plot thickens, huh?
Sleepy?
Oh, not exactly bright at 2:30 in the morning. Oh, remember those good old days when nothing was happening?
Yes, remotely.
Well, what's up now, Chief? Another fire?
I can take you home if you want.
Not a chance. Where to now?
A visit to Mr. Harvey.
Harvey?
Yes, the chap at the bank. If we were to find out where he delivered the contents of the vault, it might lead us to Flynn.
Wake up, Harvey.
Huh?
I said wake up.
I don't want. What?
I want to talk to you, Harvey.
Who's speaking to me? Where are you?
Right beside you. Here in the shadows.
I'll put on a light. There's no one here. I must have been dreaming.
You weren't dreaming, Harvey.
But...
Don't try to look for me.
You won't see me, but I'm still right beside you.
See? Wait. It must be a shadow. Man nobody can see.
That's right.
What do you want of me?
Harvey, why did you break into Grant Flynn's vault?
Me? What?
And where did you deliver the contents of that vault?
Please, you've made a dreadful mistake.
Answer my questions, Harvey.
I can't tell you anything.
You're a fool, Harvey. Do you know that your knowledge that Grant Flynn is still alive is your own death warrant?
No.
That body
No.
they took from the morgue and placed in Flynn's coffin, they'll have to replace that body. Did you know that, Harvey? And do you know whose body they'll use as a substitute? Yours, Harvey. Yours.
All right, I'll talk. But you've got to protect me. You can't let them kill me.
I promise you that. Now, where is Flynn?
I delivered the papers to him at his own warehouse down on the riverfront. I think he's planning to make a getaway sometime tonight.
There's the warehouse right ahead of us.
Cheerful looking place. Lamont, what's that boarded structure beside it?
That, my dear, is what is affectionately known to the taxpayers of our community as Flynn's Folly.
Flynn's Folly. Seems to me I vaguely recall that name.
It's the title that was bestowed on the vehicular tunnel that was built under the river by Flynn with public funds and then never used.
You must have made something on that little deal.
Mm-hmm. Millions. Yeah, I think it best that we leave the car here, Margot. Yeah, we'll look for a door in the rear of the building. Come on.
Okay, Chief. I never liked this neighborhood, even in the daytime.
There's no one about at this hour. Now, if we can only... here's a door. Now to get...
I know, those keys again.
These keys are very precious, my sweet.
I realize that. But wouldn't it be fun to just ring a doorbell once in a while?
Yeah. There we are. The first one. All right. Let me have the flashlight.
The flashlight.
Yes, the flashlight. Hurry.
I left it in the car.
What? You did? Well, that's
Oh,
fine.
I'm sorry, Lamont. I can go back.
No, never mind. We'll use matches. Stay right behind me.
Right behind you.
There.
Look, Lamont. There's a flight of stairs in the corner.
Good. That's what I was looking for. You see, I've heard that Flynn has maintained a hideaway here for years, upstairs on top of the warehouse.
Well, do you suppose he's up there now?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Now, you wait here.
Wait here?
Yes, it'll be much safer. If I'm not back downstairs in 15 minutes, I want you to get in the car and go to the police headquarters. You can tell Commissioner Weston our whole story.
Oh, Lamont, don't you think you ought to send for Weston now?
I should say not. Well, see you in a few minutes, honey.
Yes, sir. See you in a few minutes.
And don't worry. Everything will be all right.
Everything will be all right. Oh, shucks, I never could whistle. Oh, dear.
Something wrong, lady?
Who's that?
No, don't get alarmed.
Take that flashlight out of my eyes. I can't see you.
That's the idea.
Who are you?
Oh, sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Flynn.
Grant Flynn.
Yes, the man that your friend has gone upstairs to find. Won't he be surprised when he comes back and finds you gone?
Gone? What do you mean?
You see, you're coming with me.
Oh, let go of me.
Did you see that tunnel when you came in here?
Well, what's that got to do with...
Well, it's sealed up at both ends, and the rest of it's buried in the river.
Oh, you can't. You can't.
I'll have to muffle you, sister. Wait till you get down in the tunnel and you can scream all you want then. Come on now. Now, you go right through this panel on the wall. Hey, stop biting me. It's too late now, sister. You haven't told me how you liked it down here in the tunnel yet, lady.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, now you'll get used to it. After you're here a while, the water dripping from the walls and the cats running around, why, you won't want anything else.
You can't keep me down here.
Oh, no. This will be a lesson to you and your inquisitive friend to keep out of other people's business. Well, I hate to be leaving you, but...
I don't think you are leaving, Mr. Flynn.
Who was that?
I believe we've talked before. I am the Shadow.
The Shadow? How did you get here?
I followed you down here, and I've come for you, Flynn.
Oh, yes?
Yes. I believe that Police Commissioner Weston will be very interested in the phenomena
of a dead man
Listen.
come to life.
Listen, even if I can't see you, you aren't scaring me.
Scaring seems to be your specialty, Flynn.
No one's turning me in. I'm dead, see? Legally dead.
Come on, Flynn.
Oh, no, you don't. This is the one case the Shadow failed on.
He's thrown the flashlight away. Can you see anything?
No, but it sounds like he's running down the tunnel toward the river. We must follow him quickly. Just ahead there, Margot. A shaft of light. Come on. Careful, Margot. The floor of the tunnel here is covered with slime.
Oh, Lamont, this is...
I thought you'd be fools enough to follow me here.
We have you trapped this time, Flynn.
Oh, yes? That's what you think. Do you see this lever right by my hand? That's a valve, see? A valve that'll let water roll into this tunnel at hundreds of tons a minute. Now, you may be just a voice, Shadow, but you can die like the rest of us. And that goes for your girlfriend, too.
Well, don't you think you're being stupid, Mr. Flynn? Remember, you're trapped, too.
Oh, yes, I'm dead. I'm dead already. It can't hurt me.
Don't touch that valve, Flynn.
Who was that?
Look, right at Flynn's feet, crawling along the ground. It's a man.
3 weeks ago, I was a man, lady. 3 weeks ago, I was brought into this hole and left to die. 3 weeks ago, I was John Gordon.
Gordon. The missing John Gordon.
But you can't be Gordon. You're dead. I ordered you killed and your body thrown down here.
You're no trigger man's a bum shot, Flynn, but I'm not. You want a practical demonstration?
Now, wait, Gordon. Put down that gun or I'll pull this valve.
You haven't got guts enough.
Keep away from me. Put that gun away.
Lamont, do something.
I'm the one that'll do something, lady. Come and get it, Flynn. Now, my friends, I think that...
Oh, Lamont. Lamont.
Steady, Margot. Till I see what... Why, they're both dead.
Gordon, too.
Yes. He should have died days ago down here. The only thing that kept him alive was the hope of getting Flynn.
Oh, how horrible. I suppose the next thing to do is to notify Commissioner Weston.
Yes, he get... Margot, look.
What?
Water. Water coming in through that valve.
Oh, Lamont.
Flynn must have turned it on. Come on, Margot, quickly, quickly. Here. Here's a passageway.
Oh, hurry.
Let's get up these stairs. Here. Door.
Good.
Oh. That was a close call.
Oh. Well, what do we do now?
Well, we'll notify the city department that the tunnel is flooded. But, as for telling Commissioner Weston about Flynn and Gordon, well, perhaps it's just as well that he never knows. Are you tired?
Well, it has been a busy day.
You like to go home?
Mm-hmm. But stop off at the bookstore first, will you?
A bookstore?
Yes, darling. I want to rest my nerves by curling up in bed with a very gory mystery story.
Today's program is based on a story copyrighted by the Shadow magazine. All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. The Shadow magazine is on sale at your local newsstand.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.